He was close to giving up on politics 2 years ago, but he seems to have his mojo back. Joining me today on the couch, Tokerau MP Kelvin with Marama Fox, Māori Party co-leader, and of course she was never going to be a backbencher in her first term, and our resident commentator, Willie Jackson. Tēnā koutou katoa. Thank you very much for coming. Labour leader Andrew Little called your attendance at a Whangārei charter school fundraiser a misjudgment. Was it?
Well, I have to take a bit of criticism on the chin there, because when I explained to Andrew the reasons that I went, my relationship with He Puna Marama Trust going back to 2006, he said, actually, if I'd known that sort of information beforehand, he would have said a few different things. And it's about me communicating better. But one group of people that I don't have to explain my attendance to at that event is to Māori, because they get it. It's about relationships, it's about people. And the kaupapa was good in 2006 when it was set up and funded by the ASB Community Trust. And my relationship with the people who run it and that whole kaupapa hasn't changed. I was involved in the ASB Community Trust Māori reference group that actually funded that whole kaupapa.
And you weren't the only one who went, because Penny Henare went as well, of the Māori Party caucus. But Māori caucus in Labour. And is that kind of a sign that there might be a bit of a rebel element in the Māori caucus?
No, not at all. And I say, look, take the heat off Penny, because his wife works there, and the day that a husband can't support his wife in any kaupapa is the day we've lost perspective on a kaupapa, So I was a senior MP there, and I made the decision to go because of the long-term relationship I had with them. The funding mechanism has changed around charter schools, and let's get it right. Charter schools, it's not a level playing field. They have better funding. They have all these other things. They don't have to do the national standards, which National Set is going to be the end-all and be-all, the saviour of education. It's not a level playing field. And so our state schools have to have different rules.
Well, Willie, you've got a charter school. Is it a level playing?
Oh no, Kelvin doesn't know what he's talking about in terms of charter schools. But in terms of his attendance at the event, the kaupapa, well done to Kelvin.
Well, hara rāua I te tamariki, ne?
That's right. Kei te tika tērā, and kaue e whakapare hako our people, That's what, because our people don't like seeing that. That's where Andrew Little needs to be very careful in terms of how he treats the Kelvins. Kelvin's been a star. Penny's a young star coming through. And so they're Māori first and foremost. When I first interviewed Shane Jones, he said he was Labour Party first, Māori second. These guys have learnt the lessons of that. And when I look at Marama's a classic example.
I see Marama agreeing with you. So you do agree with that?
Well, the thing is, I think it's big of Kelvin to be taking some of the criticism on the chin. But if you're the leader, you should actually have an understanding of kaupapa Māori, and you're always going to be there to support your whānau. Penny was always going to be there. That's right. No one is ever going to criticise him for doing that.
Yeah, but like I say, look, we have to take criticism on the chin because we didn't communicate well enough with our boss, and Andrew was really understanding once we'd explained it to him. So, I have a lot of respect for Andrew.
Your boss has to be a bit careful with yous too, doesn't he?
Well, and he also needs to look after Kelvin, because Kelvin's been the best performing Labour MP this year so far, hasn't he? Especially through the Serco debacle and all of that. I mean, he's been charging ahead with that. Wouldn't you agree, Willie?
No, well, there's no doubt that it's been tremendous, his work. I suppose the problem is with the Serco stuff, Kelvin. Lotuinga is a good man, isn't he? He's a good individual. Have you found that hard?
And that's politics, and you just have to, again, just go with it because it's politics. But, Andrew Little's just said to me, Kelvin, just go for it. You're doing good stuff. You just lead the charge of it. And I think that's what's helped me, is just having that free rein to go for things. And he's saying, Kelvin, back yourself and just go for it and make every post a winner.
Don't you think that's part of the issue here? Is that if he backs you and he trusts you, then there should be no question about why you would be attending an event like that.
No, and that's when I come back to, it comes down to communication, and I didn't communicate well enough with Andrew as to my reasons for being there.
Yeah, that's very magnanimous of you to say that, Kelvin.
But it's the truth.
No.
And when he understood the reasons, he goes, look.
No, but the reality is, you guys are going to have a look at things in terms of charter schools, because you guys have got Whanaunga, you've got your former campaign manager running the charter schools. We all know this.
There's another big issue.
It comes down to Whanaunga.